SLO TV is signing in here at the Morro Bay Skateboard Museum. Stay tuned and we'll be right back with the world's second biggest skateboard. Maribel from SLO TV, and we are here in Morro Bay at the Morro Bay Skateboard Museum. And I have next to me is Jack Smith, who is the curator of this place. Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thanks for having us today.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Jack, let me ask you, how did this start? How did the museum start?
Well, I've been collecting skateboards since the late 1980s. And a few years ago, I just said to my wife one day, I want to start a skateboard museum. She thought I was nuts. And here we are 3 years later still doing it.
That sounds good. So now in this shop itself, how many skateboards can you tell me are in here right now?
Well, I did a quick count this morning because I knew you were coming, and we have just a little over 250 at the moment.
My God, 250.
250, and that's actually a somewhat small collection in the skateboard collecting world. I have friends who have more than that in their houses. I have a friend in Simi Valley who has a skateboard park called Skate Lab. He has over 5,000 boards in his collection.
Goodness gracious. Okay, and all the skateboards right here, are they all donated by famous people? At one point you had them, or how did this all start?
I collect, like I said, from the 80s. I used to go to swap meets and garage sales, flea markets. That was before the internet, before eBay. When eBay first came along, it was great because you could find all kinds of stuff, and then everybody figured out what they had. About 75% of the boards in here are mine. I've got friends who collect, who loan us boards. We do get people who come in and want to donate boards to us, but we really don't take donations. We'll take boards on loan. That way, in case the person changes their mind, they can have them back.
Cool. Now, if I was to walk out of here with the skateboard right now, which one would you give me? A good one.
For you to personally ride?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't give you one of the old ones.
Oh.
I would give you probably what's called a cruiser board, kind of a semi-long board. It's just much easier to learn with.
Cool. Okay, well, I'll be waiting for that one.
All right.
So I know this is a museum. Do you have like a admission fee that you have, people coming in here?
No, it's free to come in. People can leave donations if they like. We have a little donation box, or they can buy a T-shirt or a hoodie or even one of our skateboards to help support the museum.
Cool. Now, do you have any events going on here as well?
We have events quite often. Our next event is going to be February 27th at 6 in the evening. It's going to be we're going to have a little reception art show the night before the new San Luis Obispo skate park opens.
That's cool. I have a question for you. What is a skeeter?
A skeeter is a scooter, actually. It's a brand name for a scooter that was made back starting in the 1940s. We actually have one here from 1949, I believe, or 46. Yeah.
So I could actually see the skeeter right now if I wanted to.
Yeah, and you can even stand on it if you want to.
Cool. Okay, so Jack, what is your background in skateboarding?
Well, the first time I rode a board was in 1964. My dad made it for me when we lived in Texas. Rode it for about a month because the equipment back then was so terrible. Picked it up again just when I graduated from high school in 1974, and really haven't stopped since. I've been a professional skateboarder at times, mainly in the downhill and racing, slalom racing area. I've worked for different skateboard companies, skateboard magazines, worked on a few skateboarding movies, and still do consulting in the skateboard world, skateboard industry. And I'm 58 and I'm still riding.
That is awesome. Maybe you could teach me a few tricks today.
I don't know about tricks, but I'll show you how to roll on one.
Okay, Jack, so what is this wall of fame right here?
Well, these are boards that I've used on different occasions to skateboard across America. I've done it 4 times. The first time was in 1976 on a board just like this, and then 1984. This board we used in 2003. We did it as a fundraiser for my son who had passed away from a very rare genetic syndrome called Low syndrome. We did it to raise awareness and funds for Low syndrome. And then in 2013, we used this board to skate across America once again, and that time it was a fundraiser for Alzheimer's.
Nice, that's very neat. Now, with besides the Wall of Fame here, are there any walls that you have with famous skateboards on there?
Yeah, we've got quite a few boards that are signed by pros and a few that have been donated by pros. We've got a board signed by Patty McGee, who was the first professional woman skateboarder. We've got a board signed by Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk's son, Riley Hawk, who's a great skater in his own right, David Hackett, Tony Alva, so Lester Kasai. We've got boards signed by Rodney Mullen, Mike McGill, Steve Caballero. So we've got quite a few really interesting boards from different professional skateboarders.
Very neat. Now, go ahead and tell our audience where we could find the Morro Bay Skateboard Museum.
Well, we're at 699 Embarcadero on Morro Bay's beautiful waterfront. You can find us online at mbskate.com or just look us up on Facebook.
There you go. You guys heard it from himself, Jack Smith. Stay tuned with SLO TV at www.slotv.net, and this show is produced by Miranda Marketing Labs at www.mirandamarketinglabs.com.